Good morning. Slept well?
That greeting ain't gonna do, Inkeep. Give me your best lines. I'll hear them all today.
Top of the morning to you, adventurers.
Go on.
Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet water and good berries, friends?
Alright, enough.
You seem to be in high spirits.
Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime.
I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Kaelin too hard of a time convincing you. Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been harder to stop her from going on the quest. We're just about to find her. Then take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer.
I'm not, usually. I can't be persuaded, though. With the right soup and company.
I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful?
Not at all. It was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Rhea promised we shall endeavor to make shortbread another day, when the sun is high in the sky. And the stores are open.
I'll need to make that sword first, though.
Did Kaelin update you on what's at stake?
Sure did.
Those sigils of alcoholic zest won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon.
It's Sigils of Alkahest?
Gesundheit.
So I assume you worked out a game plan? More or less.
Not like we've got a lot of info in that quest of yours.
I'm sorry.
Aye, you worked with what you had. We'll manage. Though that ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real.
Sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world.
Ha! Still, I'm sure you're okay with reforging your sword for this care.
Yes, it's the right thing to do.
That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom.
It's fine. It's just... I wonder if I'll still feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually, everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Don't you think she'd be looking at the sword of Kaelin the hero?
That was quite a wonderful ring to it.
I didn't know your grandma, but reforging that sword with Dragonfire to save the world, I think she would have been mighty proud of you. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone swung this side of the Aether Tree.
You have a competition to win after all.
Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't exactly final. I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough.
Rhea, are you doing okay?
You never heard of giving someone time to think?
You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
This can't just be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hidden, quenching, tapering.
And the 5 Varican heat treatment techniques.
And the 5... Wait. That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those.
Certainly, you were very passionate about the method.
I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Rhea. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands. You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest? Right. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of the magical sort? As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Baya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing. Seems like you've got your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Rhea as a craftmaster, Hex and Byra as magical support, and Kyle as...
I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time, Innkeeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurting alone, or worse, it struck me with a torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing.
He was almost inconsolable the entire evening.
I didn't want to choose one side only to lose the other forever.
That's when I slammed my empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't gonna go off and die just because he took his eyes off us for a few days.
And yet, that very fate has struck me several times in the past.
I said, well, to it be damned if you never get to see me master weapon. Doesn't matter if I have to chew my way through that fucking tree myself. Heard the dead have a taste for bark anyways.
It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely, it was time to believe in the future. And to reconcile with the past I left behind, all for my most cherished people. As long as I didn't forget along the way.
Well, we found a workaround for that.
Flashcards. I just need to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful cards prepared for me by Rhea and Carolyn. Even though they may be far from me.
Sounds great, Kyle.
There's one about you as well.
I'm on it. Seems like you thought of everything then. Hopefully.
Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless.
Anything particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like it'd be pretty handy. That does sound reasonable.
We could focus on agility if we're already going that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on.
And add some strength as well. For anything we can't avoid.
That and the fire resistance should definitely help in forging the weapon as well.
Though, that ghost berry I brought you yesterday, I wouldn't mind some invisibility either. It might save us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take a full advantage of that sounds like a good option too.
Hex would like that.
I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong. If things go south, we'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything.
And this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance.
Sounds decent.
Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned.
And my design, I guess. Alright, Inkeep. You look like you're bursting to help us out with your decision. It's going to be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance, or should we approach this with intelligence, a small dose of charisma in case things really go wrong, and some handy invisibility?
Well, if you're asking me, I don't have an opinion. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for the strength and fire resistance. So I need something that's gonna have... Oh, here we go. 1 strength, 3 swift. That's what I need. And fire resistance. Where's fire resistance 1? Where the hell is the... Ah, here it is. Okay. So all I need is... 3 of these. 1 of this. And... wait. Oh, I needed 2 of these because it cancelled it out. There we go. There are a lot of unknown factors here. And talking things out can only work if the other party can talk. Plus, that fire resistance seems crucial. That was a mighty fine drink. I feel like I could forge the weapon in one of Leviathan's volcanoes. And I sure feel a bit calmer knowing that I can rely on my strength if it comes down to it. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are gonna go grab Hex. Before I let him go check on his ex-wife. You go get Baya? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Inkeep. One last line for good luck. Make it count. Mind the creaky step on your way out. Fair. Fare thee well, dear Innkeeper. Kinda weird, isn't it? What is? There's going to be a battle for the fate of the world. But Alfie ain't even here to worry themselves stupid about it. They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for him. I will. Good. Suppose it's time for me to head out as well. Stay safe, Carolyn. Always, Innkeeper. Innkeeper, we have returned.
I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you.
Though I'm surprised to see you here, Jade.
Yeah, well, Miss Holier-than-Thou dragged me along. Some bullshit about finally doing my part.
I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Inigo. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help.
And I remember asking how much she'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks.
And yet, you didn't resist coming along.
Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Inigo and I are eyeing something, but I guess I have time to kill. Then perhaps Inigo can help too. They better. Not sure if I can deal with a princess here alone.
No need to deal with me, I can handle myself.
I'd love to have Inigo on the team. Me too. Not really. I fucking hate that guy.
I assume you've written a quest, Innkeeper?
I have. Take a look.
Excellent work.
I knew we could count on you. Let me have a look at that. We'll just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. Or be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I could do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent some time with some lithic panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. Seems a bit rude, you know? No, I don't. But I think the situation calls for a little rudeness.
Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. You're right, Innkeeper. We should ask Inigo for help. Also, Hex suggested taking Voy along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm. Should our quest lead into it? Apparently, he has a family there. Though I hope we don't need to disturb them.
Anyone else?
We considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point.
They said not everyone is battle-tested and that it'll be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said that we should look into backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just want an excuse to do some research and to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no. Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these two ask him before we got here. We need good fighters and the kid's got some talent. I hope he said goodbye properly this time. Kelly made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive.
It was.
So, are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks. Sure. So listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the moon pools to stop our big bad evil bastard from coming through. If we fail that, or he's faster than us, we'll chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into Or we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well,
we stop him at all costs.
Sounds like a good plan.
While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me?
Of course.
Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your help again?
Yes. What do you need? Easy. We just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks.
Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It is foolish to think that his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us.
Now, don't be stupid. If we were fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us.
I'd like for you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood.
Okay, maybe we need both? It's just the balance that counts. We could focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep up some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion thingies could make up the difference. I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Great. Alternatively, could you give us a lot of dexterity instead, with a little bit of defense on top? And to make sure we won't get hurt, you can give us some of that frost armor Scully always says he wants to try out someday.
Sure thing. I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that.
I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so could you help us out?
Of course. I know just what to do. That is a bold-faced lie. I don't have any idea what to do. Bold-faced lie. Okay. Okay, so defense, dexterity, swiftness, or dexterity, strength, and defense. It probably would be better for them to get to the chasm before him. So I'm thinking the frozen pinecone one. So I need something with 3 swiftness and 1 defense. I guess this one works. Last whisper. Let's see what else I've got. Can I look at this one? No. Okay. This one also works. I mean, I could just do a swift strike. Okay, we'll do a swift strike. Frozen pinecone. Ah, fuck. Can't do a swift strike. Hit that. I just realized it has too much strength in it. Because of the pinecone infusion. Damn, this is hard. No, maybe it does have to be a last whisper, but that's just gonna... Yeah, because like it makes the balance wrong. I think it'll have to be this. Okay. Because that makes like more sense, right? Because at least this way I can get the balance right. Okay. You can never go wrong with dexterity. Plus, you'll be able to show off your cool frost armor when his blade shatters against it or whatever. I knew you'd make the right choice, Innkeeper. There was no right choice, Jade. You both wanted the same thing in different proportions. And you chose the cooler one. Or the more reckless one. I'll wait outside. Catch up with me when you're ready to admit I was right. Alright, Clay. Let's go. Clay?
You should...
Are you okay?
No, I don't think so. Aren't you scared?
Of what?
All this. The fate of the world is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others and the world and all the ferrets? And...
Clay? Stop, please. For a moment, just stop. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told that I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, well, what's the point of me, you know?
You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior, you're my friend.
And you are mine. And I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you could do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other and our friends and the world and all of the ferrets. And the innkeeper while we're at it.
Thank you, I appreciate being included. You're enough, Claire. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. We still hold hands on the way there, so it's a little less scary.
Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you too.
You just get lost looking.
Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I'd do that for you.
Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend.
Oh. So are you. Alright then, best bud? Let's do this. Together.
Best of luck. We won't need it.
You must have made them some really good drinks, Innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined.
I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised that you're not accompanying Hex to see the ever-burning flame.
She didn't want to stop studying the magical spells. She thinks it'll help us solve all of this. I think what might help right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess.
Give me a moment. Intelligence. What's the intelligence one? Is it 2 charisma? Don't remember. Is it even intelligence that she wants? Who knows? I didn't fucking check. Double check. Okay, good. Delicious thought detangler just for you.
I don't think I've ever tasted detangler as delicious as this. You've tasted detangler?
Belly, would you like a drink as well?
No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm going to eat the sun.
On to another topic then. I've heard you formed a research team.
We did. Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie. And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work.
Lazy as usual, I see.
Well, she is retired.
And avoidant.
She's crocheting us gloves so that we can hold our weapons better. They're really cool. Rufus is helping too. His wool is so soft it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised he'd be back soon, so he better keep to that promise.
What are you looking into anyway? Melly mentioned spells? Are those the ones Hex found in the tower?
Yes, those ones actually. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all the things we already have in our spellbooks. But 2 stuck out to me.
Care to educate me?
Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding?
Soul binding.
Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protective runes, he was pretty disappointed.
A riddle-locked glass case and protective runes? Seems like someone didn't want it to be used.
I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them to objects. Completely volatile magic, and dangerous, I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it might have, so I can convince Hex not to use it when he's slightly inconvenienced.
Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll?
The other scroll... One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now I fancy myself quite equipped to conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked the scroll up because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him.
More special than a soul binding scroll?
No, but still special enough. I think if passed correctly, it could get you anywhere in Asteria with incredible accuracy. Even to protect places in other planes, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people actually have in their body.
So you think it'd kill its caster?
Almost certainly so. It still has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of Wizard's personal notes. Diaries and such retelling his exploits, of his hopes, dreams, and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together, if Voy and Indico let me borrow some of their magic items.
I doubt they'd dare to refuse you.
I'd hope not. I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first we need to find this research. Just because we need to figure out what to do if... It's just nice to have something to do, is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories. He's trying to figure out whether he can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat.
Maybe you can duct tape them back together?
I don't think so. With Archie's help, I made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Spaghetti. Specifically, I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I thought maybe that'd be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers, or he wants to destroy all the flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we could figure out his motive, we could figure out who he is, and then we could figure out his weaknesses. Not that we'll need them, because Dave and the others will. What did he say? Kick his abs? But looking into it makes me... calmer? Yes. They'll be alright, right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't going to eat them like they ate my parents.
They won't. They'll all protect each other. They'll come back for you.
I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. I wish they were here to hold my hand.
What were they like?
Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much. I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Dave, Caroline, and Fable come back? That'd be nice. I feel a lot safer with them around, you know? Like I'm home again.
You are home.
I think so too. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Dave. Just less repressed and gay for Fable. Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on your research tomorrow, Innkeeper. But first, we're gonna get a lot of ice cream. Exactly. Una promised she'd make some.
Well, save some for me.
We'll try.
Oh, I fully don't fucking remember what voice I gave you. I don't remember a single voice I gave you. What? Oh my god, who are you? I don't even fucking remember you. Uh-oh.
Oh, I genuinely, I'm so sorry. I don't remember what you sounded like. Hi there, person I've never met before. It's been a while since you last showed up. This is the first time you've showed up, actually. I've never seen you before in my life. I thought something happened to you. A lot of things have happened. Not all of them good, which also means not all of them were bad either. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers quickly, with the help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need.
That sounds just like you. I'm not convinced that that sounds just like you, actually.
How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you?
What is that to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo.
Like dancing on the edge of a blade? One wrong move and it's over?
Something like that.
Would it help if I asked you for a drink?
Maybe.
You know what would always help me when I'm feeling down?
What?
A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here. After all I've heard, you might need it more than me.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
Now go on, make me a drink. This one or another one. Whatever you'd like.
Okay, well, since you actually gave me the hot chocolate recipe, I think I'll do the hot chocolate. Okay, I need
something that does like a plus on...
Okay, this one will do. Let's see if we can make this hot chocolate.
Oh, wrong one.
Yay! I'm not convinced that made hot chocolate at all, but whatever. Couldn't wait to try it out right away.
Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. Want a sip for yourself? You look like you need it.
Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times.
It most certainly is. Thank you, Inkeep.
Of course.
So, how are you?
Well, I'm losing my mind.
Understandable.
It feels like an underreaction. It feels like there are a million different emotions whirling around in my head, and almost none of them good. And if they are good, my worries twist them into something horrifying. And that doesn't seem fair.
I don't know if emotions can ever be fair or unfair. Either way, it's good to feel things. Reminds you you're alive.
I'd like to feel a little less.
We all say that until we suddenly do. And then we wish we weren't so empty. Isn't it good to care again? To have people you want to be well?
Maybe. I don't think I'd care again. And I didn't want to, but
it just happened?
Yeah. Just like that, without my consent, I might add.
The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can't see how that's a scary feeling. Well, I can see, even. So many things are on the line now, perhaps more than you bargained for.
It was easier when I just looked away.
Would you rather look away than help your patrons, your friends?
No. But now I have to face the fear of losing them.
Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me that you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose?
Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess.
I'll keep my I told you so to myself.
I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart.
Would it help you to know that we've all felt like that at some point in our lives?
Not really, no.
Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter. The moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime.
Do I?
Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself just because it's what you deserve.
I forgot how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious.
You'll get there eventually.
I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I really needed that.
Of course. Please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness.
I'll try to remember that.
You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so...
Don't let me hold you back.
Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there.
Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well. Guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium.
Oh.
Oh. I have so many words and none of them are appropriate. Hello. Greetings, traveler. Nice armor. Is it new?
No. Doesn't it seem familiar?
The flowers certainly do. Do you keep my books?
You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice.
Thank you.
But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you?
I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon.
It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually, the past will catch up to you.
I figured. What brings you here, really, Quasar?
You know, this and that. I paid Marrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year.
What for?
Sightseeing, trespassing.
You broke in?
I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude.
So you did break in?
Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely.
So you killed her?
I would have, but no, the rat escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be a vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted.
And what would that be?
Curious as ever, aren't you?
That's why I made it my job.
What? Being nosy?
Something like that? I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk.
You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets.
I don't manipulate, I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Duskbringer, would want?
Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of a grand design.
Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same.
I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all.
How could I ever forget you?
It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on.
It wasn't.
Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern.
Is that why you're here? To throw around your accusations?
No. I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend?
Full of hope for a better tomorrow.
Me too. I'm just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns.
We might be. How are you doing?
Do you even want to know?
It's my job. My tavern is open to everyone.
Your protective spells beg to differ.
They let you through, didn't they? So, how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest.
Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you.
Of course I do. Oh, Andu, it's okay. 3 charisma. Spoken heart. I needed a refresher on what the recipe was. Don't be scared, Andu. Listen. I know he's scary, but he's really hot. Maybe we can make amends. Oh, you're not holding up a sign? It's okay. How about this? Sweet and chatty.
Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day.
Did you think I'd forget?
Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people.
Ouch.
It seems like people are right about one thing, though.
And that would be?
Your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction. Alter their destiny.
I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavours.
Will you support my endeavour?
As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern.
How noble. How awfully morally grey. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed.
I like it that way.
Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do.
I help.
You help, sure. You always liked to help when it was most convenient for you, when it got people to love you. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them.
I didn't forget them.
Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars, staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light, is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom, this. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up. That I'm not like you. That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands.
They're gone.
Not for much longer. Soon the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates of a new tomorrow. A new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts.
Kassar.
Innkeeper. Why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed.
The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless and some decisions aren't easy.
Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia.
An ambitious task.
I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences. But no, instead I choose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up. I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take.
Everyone was dead.
I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side? To never be alone again?
We did.
Didn't they deserve the same?
They did.
Then why are you here and they aren't?
I don't know.
Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little.
That's not true.
Do you still ponder the meaning of life, watching the stars?
No, they aren't there anymore.
It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things.
Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain?
Like that.
So naive.
So stupid.
It was bound to break.
I knew you'd say that. I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet, a declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. It feels familiar, doesn't it?
They're alive. They can be saved.
They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is how much longer, and if the time comes, will you run again?
No.
But you sent them to their deaths, did you not?
I sent them to stop you.
I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home.
Interesting. Care to explain?
I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be alone, but I need her back now.
You know I value my privacy.
And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me.
You don't have to do this.
I don't, but I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation. The offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past.
I can't. My place is here.
What a pity. It almost pains me to see that you haven't changed one bit.
I moved on. You should try it sometime.
Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend.
or not.